Mariya, from automation to autonomy, what do you mean by that?
So with automation, we mean the automating of very simple and routine tasks. So basically, here the humans are making most of the decisions,
Yeah.
and they program the machines to automate some specific tasks. So basically, it's mostly control loops and logic that we implement here. And with autonomy, we take this intelligence one step further, and we introduce the decision-making process also into the machine world. So basically now the decisions that the machines can take are not just rule-based, but also they can make maybe not really strategic decisions, but they can orchestrate things. They can decide what next things to take, what next steps to take. And with that, we have like two main parts. So first of all, we want to automate automation. So here we are thinking and we are introducing copilots and agents into our existing automation systems. So by that, we are automating our automations because these copilots, they help the operators or the engineers execute their daily tasks. And on the other hand, once this step is complete, and also on the parallel side, we also want to achieve the system interoperability. And this is where we really get to that autonomy part. So when we connect the system, when we manage to expose all of the data and the interfaces and standardize those interfaces, we really can connect and build those bridges between the different systems. And by that, we create this agentic ecosystem that really functions like an full autonomous production. Like, yeah.
At Siemens, we're actually doing the same thing. We are known for decades. We've been known for electrification, automation. We provided all that. And then we moved on, digitalization. And then now we are approaching autonomy. And we're doing this inside for our factories, but also, of course, in our product portfolio for our customers. So that's a second meaning of the from automation to autonomy.
What role does advanced process control play in all this?
Thank you for the question. So when you think of bridging that gap from automation towards autonomy, advanced process control, or I will say APC, it's short for advanced process control, it's kind of a brickstone in that bridge, and it is closely connected to core automation. It already reaches further, and standard APC has been around for quite a while. So it's with deterministic models, but it's predictive, it's optimizing, so it takes you a huge step towards autonomy, and it's really the first step. And what we also, of course, do now is not just using the APC as it's been, but we are enhancing it with AI. We are using models that, if we cannot use the traditional approaches, we'll use AI-based models.
Right.
And also APC, we will take it from a tool that's really kind of an expert tool. We're taking that together with AI, making it simpler to configure it, to implement it, and to maintain it. Also, eventually, an AI taking care of all of that. So it will also enable smaller businesses with smaller processes that do not have the experts. They will be able to use it.
Which is a critical thing, because sometimes people go, well, I have to be a massive company to do this, but now you can do it with smaller. A smaller company can start as well.
Right, and they will eventually not rely anymore on Siemens or solution providers to handle all of this, but access will become easier.
Now, I'm a tech guy, so I'm fascinated with the technology. But what are the business reasons people want to do this?
Yes, so maybe one of the examples that Christiane already mentioned is like now we can also enable this for the smaller businesses to get to that level, to get to the autonomy level. But before we think about the benefits, we also must think back about the challenges that the current industries face. So there are some challenges that have been with us like for a lot of years. So I mean, there is the challenge of the aging equipment. So many customers also struggle with that process variability, especially in process industries. So in the topics like predictive maintenance, optimization, they have really been with us for years.
And they're not going away.
They're not going away, yes. But now we also have some other challenges where we need to be a little bit more flexible. So, for example, maybe there are some more political instabilities, which kind of makes, not forces us, but it does force us to be a little bit more flexible and adaptable to different markets. And also the climate change. We need to be able to change our current plans to more sustainable solutions. So for like the optimization, it goes also often into those levels. So with autonomy, we really do take these things to that level. So we really help with those challenges. And we ensure that for example, with APC, we lower the emissions and the costs with those solutions. And with full autonomy, we also enable the work for humans also to be a little bit more exciting, I guess, because you kind of you're not doing those boring, repetitive tasks
the
anymore,
mundane stuff.
and you can go to the strategic, or maybe make decisions on a strategic or ethical level, and not being there like doing the same thing every day and so on. But yeah, there are also a lot of other challenges if we in autonomy. So
well, it's about bringing that flexibility, if I may, so that whatever the challenge is, you can react to it, right?
Exactly.
So the one thing is addressing the challenges, but what's in it for companies is really, it's not one huge leap and you're going from operator driven to fully autonomous. It's like we say, it's a path, it's a journey, and not just in developing all the technology, but also for in the process industries, for our customers. And the nice thing is there's benefits all the way along the way. So it's, you take the first step, you see benefits, you have return on investment.
It's not something you're waiting 10 years to see the fruitions of.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Now, if I may, we obviously, large companies, small companies, I suppose the question a lot of people would say, where do I start? And I guess that depends on the company and where they are in their maturity, but how do you answer someone when they say, where do I start?
Yes, that's a good question. So, you know that saying, before starting to run, you first start to walk?
Crawl, walk, run, yeah.
Start small. So of course, you can always come to us at Siemens and ask for advice, either if you are a new customer or already an established one. But for your own processes, so it depends on the kind of industry. Many customers are still maybe stuck in that industry 2.0 era, and they cannot shift from 2.0 to 5.0, which we are showcasing here, or we're talking about here. So first, you need to bring automation to your systems. Then you automate the automation. And then you take those things a little bit one step further, and like I explained before, you enable those data bridges and connect the different systems. You make the data more accessible, more open, and all of that really will bring you to reach fully autonomous production one day. We hope, depending, of course, on the industry.
It depends, as you say, on the industry, on what the customer has, and to your point, I suppose it's about, as you start out, where do I get the first return of investment as I build up on that?
Exactly. I like speaking to people in production, because I've been there myself before. So there's basically two things to consider. One is technical feasibility, and the other is economic value. And often it goes hand in hand. So where are the biggest pain points? Like Mariya just said, start small, but start where you will have where you see the most benefit with fairly safe investment.
And because then if you can prove that in the short term, in some ways that allows you to get the funding for the next step and the next step, because it's not, as you say, I'm going from here to way over here overnight, right? It's a journey.
Yeah, so you gain experience, you feel more confident to continue, and it's very important. It's not just the management, it's the people on the shop floor who have to do the work, and you want them to buy in and to go with the system, to learn with it, and to feel confident with it, comfortable.
Now, it's the final day here at SPS 2025. It's been a hectic week. Any takeaways from yourselves? Any things that stood out for you? You had your multiple stage sessions, lots of customer meetings, but any key takeaways?
Yes, of course. So especially our industrial AI hub, I don't know if you've seen the size of it, but it's very prominent. And I mean, I think it's the first starting point when anyone, either customers or students,
at the heart of the booth.
Yeah, any visitors, they come here and they see this. And I'm standing there where that moving robot.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also a humanoid robot, so it's definitely an eye catcher. Since that is an eye catcher, that's really a point for me to get in touch with a lot of customers. So then I start talking to them, explaining, of course, our vision and the Gen AI solutions that we have today. And then I start asking them about their not problems, but their challenges in their industry and their backgrounds. And then I really often realize, especially if they're process industry customers, that they all kind of have similar challenges that are related to optimization. And then, like I think of Christiane directly, and like, oh my God, I have to bring them to Christiane. And then I go over to her booth, and I hope that I think I've been bringing her people over all of the time, and she's been so busy talking about all of these things. And maybe you can tell them about
Mariya came several times each day, brought with customers to us at the APC station, so advanced process control for the process industries. And one of the questions we really get often, like they see the PCS7 sign on the screen and they say, this is in your DCS system. We say, yes, we have it there, of course, but our new portfolio is a suite of APC technology, and that is DCS independent. So you can have different automation systems, even our competitor systems below, and you can move from one application to another there. So it's DCS agnostic. Other questions are, of course, how does it work? Is it reliable? How do I know it works? How do I know it will provide benefit for us? So typically what I tell them is, if you now have an operator at your plant that is tweaking parameters, set points at different stages just to fulfill the goals you're giving them for the production, this is where to start. And this is where, for instance, a model predictive controller can take action and do it more smoothly and in an optimized way.
Well, it's certainly been a busy week, and the crowds on Monday and Tuesday were impressive, to say the least. So I think we all deserve a rest.
Yes, definitely.